Call sign Disco here. Gonna do a little flight test of the AH-64A Apache mod that we have here. It's by a couple of guys. I believe it's Patrick and Eric, if I remember right. It's recently posted on the user mods. I'm a guy who's always complained about the lack of a heavy attack helicopter on the blue side, where the red side currently has the KA-50. They've got the MI-8, which carries quite a load, and they're going to be getting the Hind, the MI-24 Hind, fairly soon. On the BlueFor side, all we've had access to recently, until recently anyways, was the Gazelle and the Huey. Huey obviously doesn't have any anti-tank weapons to speak of. The Gazelle is available in a couple of different versions, but not in what would be considered a heavy attack version. So, kind of excited to see how this goes. I'm going to cheat a little bit and use auto start to get things rolling here. Auto start. So while this fires up, we're going to take a quick look around. You can see it uses the current, I believe, high fidelity or reasonable fidelity model that's part of the base sim. But it's got really pretty nice modeling. So it looks pretty good. So really only a few options for armament here. Hellfires are loaded in sets of 4 only. Rockets are available as I've got them here, 3 sets of 7, so a total of 42, or the single 19-shot big Lao barrel. And I just thought it'd be fun to grab the 3x7, so we'll plan to go and launch with this setup. We'll proceed over to the test area, which is we've got a urban training area that's to the south of us here at El Dafta. So anyway, pretty attractive model for not being a fully developed aircraft. So this is based on the KA-50 Black Shark flight model and systems. Don't know if they actually modeled the Hellfire completely or using an existing Hellfire, or if they've just basically reskinned the Vickr rockets, which are a beam riding missile. Not terribly important either. Been able to use them out to about 7 kilometers, about 3.5 miles, and so far it's not terrible. The gun's pretty good. I'm going to try and see if we can use the gun a little more than I've been able to use it before. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the interior is straight out of the standard KA-50. So I need to take a look around. So we'll set the laser on. I always forget where the external lights are. I think they're up here somewhere. Turn them off. So one thing I've noticed is it takes a whole lot of collective. I'm already at 50%. Most normal helicopters, that's more than enough to lift off. So I'm pulling closer to 70%. You'll see I have to carry a little bit of forward stick there. There we go, not too bad. A little bit of settling, but not bad. So using the K-50 flight model means it doesn't behave like a normal tailrotor helicopter. It's a little slow for a yaw, but that's to be expected. So anyway, we're going to come over here, fly past some of our other helicopter brethren here. Oops, sorry. Got a couple of longbows, a couple of sea cobras over there, a couple of Chinooks. So, looks good while we're flying. So it does turn a little bit better than the K-50, but it still has that laziness in the tail, in the yaw control. You know, most normal helicopters are much more direct in terms of tail rotor response. Same thing for the cyclic. It drifts a bit more than conventional helicopters do, but that's kind of a minor thing. So, still more than precise enough to be able to maneuver in tight quarters. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to run out to our target area. So pretty good looking in flight, of course, as you'd expect from something as fun as the Apache. Definitely. Alright, so our targets are over there. Alright, so 7 kilometers out, I know it'll work. And now we've come too far this way. Alright. Alright, Hellfire out. Rifle. That was from about 6 clicks. Solid lock now. And I'm not thinking we hit that with the first one. Second shot out. 4 kilometers away. That was a good shack. Right there. So these guys are invulnerable. Alright, so now this is gonna be addicting. Oh yeah. Alright. Alright, so as with the real, the regular K-50, it's not exactly a close-in weapon system, but it's not terrible. So, again, the ability to use the sight is really pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the Hellfires. I'm gonna move out from the target area. So again, that's how quickly you can get a target solution. You can see they're not perfectly accurate though. That was a good hit. So right now I turned off the trimmer, which makes it a little tougher to fly. The other problem is the head-mounted sight's a little off. So it does respect the sight limits of the original K-50, which is kind of a shame. But it is still really pretty clever the way it works. Really pretty good. Again, the weirdness is because I had the trimmer off. Trimmer's back on now. Gun mode's off. Gonna go back out to the rockets. So what I don't remember on the trimmer for the K-50 is how to use it well. Alright, back to gun mode. That is ridiculously satisfying. So anyway, if you've got good bindings for the KA-50, you're comfortable flying it. As you can see, I don't have a lot of time in the 50, but I was pretty easy to employ all three weapons types easily. Countermeasures, basically fly the airplane, or the helicopter in this case. You can maneuver it reasonably well. So, not bad. You know, it's the kind of thing that, you know, if a server is set up as kind of a Cold War, you know, 80s, 90s time frame, unless and until BlueFor gets a real attack helicopter, and I don't include the Kiowa or the BO-105 in that. I'm really talking an actual Apache, or perhaps a Cobra or a Sea Cobra, something that can carry at a minimum tow missiles, but preferably Hellfires, to be comparable to the destructive power that a standard KA-50 carries. I think that'll work pretty well, and so I hope that maybe some of the fun servers that I like to play on will consider something like this mod as an option, because it really is. It's fun to fly. It's not exactly perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect so long as it's good, and I would say it's good. So we'll cap this off with a quick run into our back into El Gafra. We'll set down where we took off, and then we'll follow up with some ending thoughts as soon as we get it shut down. Okay. So one thing I forgot to show, F4. The F4 view actually puts you in the pilot's seat, which is kind of cool. You can also notice that the nose-mounted camera, the NVS, is looking where I had the target set. F1. Alright, so we're going to hover taxi over to our parking space here. So, fairly easy to control now that I remembered you have to hold the trimmer while you're maneuvering. Oops. Okay, take trimmer off. There we go. Alright, and we're down. So we're pulling the power down. So I missed my spot by a little bit. Alright, so some final thoughts on the Apache. It's not a bad mod. Carries a reasonable amount of firepower. Looks good on the outside. Sounds okay from the outside. You know, the textures are decent until we get an actual Cobra or an Apache. Really, it's the kind of thing that certainly can serve to fill a niche, and so it's something I hope some of the more fun 80s servers that are not totally averse to guys that aren't totally averse to having mods on will consider this for BlueFor to give us a little bit of firepower parity in the anti-armor, anti-personnel attack helicopter realm. Not a bad thing, so here's hoping. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that quick look at the Apache and what it's capable of. I'm going to see how the video turned out, and we'll catch you later. Call sign Disco, out.